Welcome back to Two Lives Up. I've just got done watching Red Dwarf The Promised Land. I do apologise, I am fashionably late to this party. This actually aired about 2 nights ago and I've only just now caught up with it on Dave TV. I'm so happy that Dave has continued its relationship with the Doug Naylor production team to carry on Red Dwarf. I can't believe it's actually been 32 years now of Red Dwarf. I remember watching this back on BBC Two. Usually, I think it was on either Wednesdays or Friday nights. I used to really look forward to watching it towards the end of sort of school. So it must have been, I think, probably was Fridays. What can I say? Chris Barry, Dan Don Jules, Norman Lovett. I mean, they're all so good, and the hallmark of any show. When you're coming back after so many seasons and trying to keep it fresh. And I know that over the years, Red Dwarf has, I think at first I sort of noticed it was when I was at university. And there was this kind of disparity of, the show's been going too long, it's not as fun as it once was. The writing isn't as good, when Rob Grant left, this, that and the other. But you know what? It has weathered a storm. And I feel like with The Promised Land, there's a kind of small turnaround. I know I'm kind of optimistic, as always, about a lot of these things, but I felt like, this is a TV special. This is a short film. This is like a 2-hour extravaganza of Red Dwarf. And I feel, if nothing less, this is, for me, and I feel for a lot of people, will be a real return to form for a lot of fans. And it's better than Back to Earth. That might not be saying much for some people, but for me, it means a lot. I feel like with this, I wasn't bored. It does outstay its welcome a little bit, and you can kind of predictably guess kind of a lot of the set pieces are kind of coming up. But it's my favourite type of Red Dwarf. It's a bit more leaning more towards the sci-fi. It's very snappy with the jokes. It's very kind of obtuse, and it's very much kind of self-explanatory. As in, you yourself feel kind of dumbstruck by kind of the answers given by some of the characters towards responses. So it's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it's The Young Ones, it's everything I love about that kind of classic British sort of sense of humour, but I was still saying very relevant. I mean, the amount of tech jokes in this episode and winks to kind of what they've done with the AA recently with their sponsorship. I mean, there's so many mechanic and engineering and sort of granddad, grandfather, grandpa jokes. It's just too many to boot for this special, and I loved every moment of it. I'm not going to go into deep spoiler territory at all. I want you guys to savour this. If you can watch it on catch up, hell, I use my TiVo to remind myself to actually, watch it. If you can catch it online, I don't care how you do it. If you're a Red Dwarf fan, a long-time fan, intermediate, watch it. It is great fun. Just quick scroll. I mean, it opens up. It kind of recaps again like they do with. It's always kind of several months or years sometimes before episodes or seasons. So this kind of gives you a quick recap. If you've never watched Red Dwarf, that's fine. You get the spiel very quickly. Over 3 million years ago, Dave Lister, was put in cryostasis. He saved his pet cat, which gave birth to a whole new race of anthropomorphic cats. Dan Don Jules here reprising his role for several years. And they're back in there, and Craig Charles is as wonderful as always as the Scouser talking, last human alive, and it's about them coming into contact with other species members of the cats, and Broden, from this episode, the big bad, he, played by Ray Darren, is absolutely fantastic. Think Wolverine with a bit more sass and catitude, cat to the core, and it's just kind of hilarious. Like, I almost wish this is kind of how they had done Cats last year with that high production value, but now simply just by giving them sort of fake claws and that kind of classic cat kind of canine teeth and the big puffy hair and the puffy jackets. This is how I wish they had done that film, and this is full tour de force. I mean, we get them coming in, they're acting like cats, they are cats. It's funny because many years ago on Red Dwarf, I think it was in season 2 and even in season 1, they had done callbacks to kind of what happened after Craig Charles's character Lister was put into stasis as a result of getting the entire crew of Red Dwarf killed. I mean, that's not a spoiler. I mean, this is going back to the heyday, the classic original sort of series of Red Dwarf, and him coming out and realizing, oh my God, I was considered a god amongst a race that basically went flying off into space to look for a new cat paradise, Garden of Eden, and they refer to him as the cloister. So thank God for the cloister. And he felt responsible for getting them all killed. Well, in fact, this kind of, in a kind of weird way, kind of sort of sidelines that, retcons it a little bit, and it turns out actually they had gone forward and they had gone on to build civilizations, but now there were these feral cats led by Brandon, and now they're looking for the promised land. And here we are now with them coming to invade the territory of Red Dwarf and cause major havoc for our protagonists here. And it's wonderful. We go on this huge chase. This kind of winks back again to things, like I said, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy springs to mind, Star Wars, you name it, everything comes into play here, and it is magnificent. They end up on a moon, they're out of a moon. I mean, Norman Lovett, he's a little bit naughty in this, but God bless him. I mean, just to see him again as Holly, it's always a fan favourite moment of every episode, kind of how they're going to get Holly back. It's like they've lost Red Dwarf, lost Holly, they've lost Starbug so many times, but yet that part never gets old, I feel. I think that definitely deserves kudos. And the amount of moments where some of the actors, I'm not going to put any names in particular, but they say a joke, and that probably was the best take, but you can see them holding back the laughter, because this is one of the best Red Dwarf scripts in a long, long time. I can't express that enough, and it was fantastic to see that finally, that kind of snappy, classic Red Dwarf humour of just being so moronic and silly, but also in kind of a very kind of charming, kind of silly way, just kind of obtuse, as I was saying earlier. Like, it's just fantastic to see, and everyone across the board is just on fire here. The new cast, the integrating with the older cast, it's brilliant as always. And like I said, if you could take anything away from this is Red Dwarf on full tour de force. It's on Jetfire. It's Apollo. It's past the moon. It's past the stratosphere. I'm going to definitely give this episode a solid 7. However, as a Red Dwarf fan, it's only getting a 7. It's getting a gold standard of 7. It's getting a 2 lives up of 7. You can call it 7.5, 7 up if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. It is so funny. Check it out if you can. Red Dwarf, The Promised Land. It's airing now on constant repeats on telly, through Dave, on various different catch-up devices. If you can stream it, like I said, download it, find it. If you can watch classic Red Dwarf as well, it will help a little bit. You don't have to know too much about, like I said, the sideline. The backstory rather. This special does what it's meant to do. It captivates you very quickly in inducting new people to the show, but at the same time it gives so many brilliant classic hallmark moments back to the original series and prior specials. Like I said, check it out. It is funny. It will make you smile during this time of uncertainty. And as you can see in the background, I've got Streets of Rage playing. I am doing my training now, getting ready for April the 23rd. Streets of Rage 4 is also on its way. But getting back to Red Dwarf, please seek it out. If you fancy a good laugh, something to tickle your funny bone, please watch it. Dave TV, thank you. Original cast and crew, thank you. Doug Naylor, thank you. Rob Grant, thank you. 32 years of Red Dwarf, and what a wonderful, momentous way to make this a kind of centenary moment. Thank you so much. And everyone, thank you all so much for tuning into the video. Please continue to be excellent to one another during these times of uncertainty. Be good to each other, do good deeds, make the world a better place. Thank you all so much. Please support, please subscribe, please give the thumbs up if you like the video, leave constructive feedback, comments. I'm always happy to hear more. I'm going to keep doing videos throughout the week coming up. I've got more ideas on the go, and I want to hear from you guys. Are you Red Dwarf fans? Have you not heard of it before? Did you like this episode? Let me hear your thoughts and opinions, please. And thank you all so much. Well, take care, and hope to see you all soon. Bye for now.